Hi there, it's Marie-Helene with Marie-Helene and Effective Placement, and I wanted to spend a bit of time today talking about the importance of working with a good strategic career coach if you are looking for a change of career or you suddenly find yourself in a place where you are unexpectedly in the job market. Now, there are a lot of things that go on for people in relation to looking for new opportunities, new areas to work in. And, there's a lot of information out there for you to check out. A lot of it is free. It's good information. It's a good place to start. One of the things that many career coaches will emphasize is the importance of networking. And while I do agree with that, I also think there are other areas that are really important for you to focus on. So, first of all, in terms of networking, I would recommend that the networking be within professional associations that you may be a part of, pardon me, or some organizations that you may be a part of or have been a part of in your professional capacity in the past. I think those could be really helpful networking areas for you. Another helpful networking area would be to in touch with recruiters or people who do recruiting services in your area. And if you're open to relocation, I would certainly reach out to recruiters who work in multiple areas. So those would be some helpful ways to network. The other thing that's really important to focus on is doing an assessment yourself or signing up to do a personality type of assessment to sort of gauge where your strengths are. Now, if you've done several personality assessments in the past, this may not be something that you're particularly interested in. However, if you have not done one, I would recommend that you consider that option as it will give you some helpful information. The other thing to focus in on in this whole process is when you have done an assessment is to look at those strengths and see where it is that you want to put them to work. So for example, if you've been working in the area as a, let's say, mechanical engineer, and now you want to move into a more consulting or project-based capacity, you want to focus on your strengths as a mechanical engineer in relation to the maintenance area that you were involved with, and extrapolate from that how those skills or that whole process is beneficial in relation to the consulting world, because they are vastly different. So once you've identified those skills, then it would be helpful to work with your career coach or your career strategist to talk about how it is that you can utilize those skills in relation to your search, who's looking for that type of skill set, and what the assets that you have that can be translated into that for yourself and would be an asset to the company as well, or the organization as well. And so when you're doing all of that, that will also help you to identify what areas you want to have highlighted on a resume. Now, I say this often, and it bears repeating. A good resume is your invitation to the party or to the dance hall, if you will. Your degree or background, that's kind of what the foundation is. So if you, for example, as I said, if you are a mechanical engineer and they're looking for a project manager, your engineering background will certainly come in handy and is assumed. It's assumed that you're going to have that background. But what they really want to know when you're applying for a position is how those skills that you have will translate into being effective and a good prospect for them in terms of considering you for an interview and then eventually perhaps even moving to an offer. So a good resume is essential for that. Now, again, I've spoken about this many times, but it bears repeating. A good resume does not focus on your educational skills or your interests. Those are important factors, certainly. What a good resume focuses in on are the things that you've accomplished, your accomplishments in the current role that you've had or the last role that you've had, and what you brought to the table in relation to that. So some identifiable hits, if you will, some identifiable milestones is a better word, really need to be focused on your resume. And you can work with somebody like myself to have that take place. So really, if you're in the job market newly and you hadn't expected to be, or if you've decided you want to have a change in careers, the things you need to focus in on are doing some networking, having a personality assessment done if you haven't done one recently. Thirdly, working with someone like myself to ensure that your resume reflects what you can bring to the table. Now, if you want more information on how to contact me for private sessions, the information is in the box below. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to this channel. That's very helpful for me. And if you have any questions, you can also contact me, and the information again is in the box below. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.